What's happening, true gamers, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to this video on my top 10 tips, tricks and hidden features of the PS5 that you maybe didn't know or will absolutely want to change to get the best out of your brand new beastly gaming machine. My name is Eddie, and the purpose of this video is to show you guys a few features of your PS5 that you maybe didn't know about and are going to want to change to make your gaming experience a whole lot more convenient and a whole lot better. I use all of these tips regularly after discovering them, and I'm sure after you hear them, you will too. Here are my top 10 tips and tricks for the PS5. Leave a like down below if you find any of these helpful, and subscribe for more videos like this and other cool gaming stuff. Starting with number 1 is the mute button on your Dualsense controller. I think most people by now understand that the mute button on the controller mutes your microphone while playing multiplayer games so other people can't hear you, so you can talk to your mum. And when it lights up orange, you're free to talk without anyone hearing you. But what people probably don't know is that if you hold down the button for a moment, it actually mutes your microphone and all of the audio coming from the gameplay through the TV speakers or your headphones. A super useful feature there if you ask me, that means you don't have to pull yourself away from the gameplay or even take your hands off of the controller just so you can mute that audio for a moment in case like somebody's at the door or you want to hear what someone in the room said. Quick, easy and useful tip for you there. Tip number 2 is game presets. This one is great because it allows you to set your own personal default settings for any game so that it's ready for you just the way you like it as soon as you hit play on a brand new game. No need to dig through difficulty and subtitle settings because it'll all be done using this one feature once and for all. To get to this game preset feature, you need to go up and to the right hand corner and hit settings, head all the way down to save data and game app settings, and then go down to game presets. Here you can adjust a number of different things like the difficulty level that it will be set to immediately as the game starts. You can set it from easiest, easy, normal, hard and hardest, otherwise known as true gamer. You can set the mode that the game will be set to from the get-go, either performance mode, which will give you higher frame rates, or resolution mode, which will give you better lighting effects and in some games ray tracing. And as well as that, you can adjust the stick layouts and set the default setting for both first person and third person games for both the left and the right analog sticks. You can set these to normal or inverted, otherwise known as stupid. A useful feature for those people who do change their sticks to inverted for every single game. This will do it once and you never need to touch it again. It will almost make you feel like us normal people, except you're not. And then finally in this game preset menu is the subtitle option for you to display subtitles on by default and the language of the gameplay audio. You can set this to be the same as the console, so if you're in another country then you can set it the same as that, or you can set it as the original audio that the game was made in. A couple of really cool interesting features for you to set as your game default settings, cutting down the time it takes between you getting a brand new game and you actually playing it, and that's awesome. I've already used the difficulty setting one and the subtitles one, and it saved me a lot of time having to dig through all these menus because I have my subtitles on all the time, a feature that I never knew I wanted. It's really cool, try it out. Number 3 is game switching. This is a cool little feature, but at the moment it's very limited. Let me show you what I mean. If you're playing a game and you quickly want to hop to another game that you've been playing recently, like for example for me it's Spider-Man Miles Morales, all you have to do is tap the PS button to reveal the hub, scroll over to this icon which is called the game switcher, and from here you can jump to a few of your recently played games with just a few taps. It's actually super convenient and it gives you very quick access to your most recently played games quickly. Now, there are a couple of caveats with this. Doing this does close your previously played game without saving, so you must save or risk losing all your progress. This isn't like the Xbox quick resume feature where it freezes the game for you in suspend mode. However, I do believe this game switcher is PlayStation's answer to quick resume, but it just isn't ready yet. It does close the game in the same way and it sends you to the next one, which is really fast thanks to the ultra fast SSD in the PlayStation 5, but it doesn't suspend that game as of yet, and I think it's something they're working on but just didn't want to get our hopes up. We'll see how that turns out, but for right now at least it's still a cool way to switch between games very quickly. And you know, keep this tip in mind and maybe in the future someday Sony do update it and it turns out to be everything I mentioned and it's even better than it is now. Tip number 4 is the do not disturb function for notifications. This one's another one of those little tips that's super convenient and will help out a lot in terms of getting immersed in gameplay. If you press the PS button to access your game hub, you can access your recent notifications like messages, game installs, etc. And if you're like me and sometimes want to get immersed in a game or are trying to record footage and want to get as little notifications as possible, you can toggle this little switch at the top to activate Do Not Disturb, turning off all notifications to your PS5 until you turn the console off or log out of the user that you're logged in as. One of those little features that isn't exactly groundbreaking, but is pretty cool and is really helpful in the right situations, especially for me as a content creator. Less notifications while I'm recording means a cleaner gameplay. Next at number 5, we have your capture settings. The PS5 has built-in capture software just like the PS4 did to get those cool moments on video or capture moments with a quick screenshot, but now it's been turned up to 11. Some of these tips I'm about to give you are actually for the good of mankind and for the good of my own sanity as well. I'm tired of us seeing potato level quality recordings posted on Reddit and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys listen to the things I say here and you turn them up and everyone can enjoy beautiful graphics so we can all laugh at great videos, okay? Head up to the settings menu again in the right hand corner and then head all the way down to the bottom to captures and broadcasts. Here you can adjust all kinds of things to your preference exactly the way you like it, like for example, exactly what happens when you hit the create button. I've set it for easy video clips, which is really cool for taking video clips. You just need to tap the create button twice to record or tap once to take screenshots. I find that most convenient. You can choose what's most convenient for yourself. I've also extended the length of recent gameplay clips. Every time you take a screenshot, it records the last X amount of minutes of gameplay. I've set my personal one to 5 minutes. You can set it even more, even up to an hour. As well as that, you can change the video clip format, and this is the important one that I want everyone to do, which is set this manual recording resolution to 4K. Please, please, please do this for the good of mankind so we don't have any more potato quality videos rolling around on the internet. It's just for the good of everyone. Think about how great it's going to be when everyone sees your cool videos of something awesome you did and it's in beautiful 4K. Just do it, please, please guys, please. As well as that, you can add a few extra things like include your own mic audio in this or even your party mic audio if you're doing like a group gameplay. And the thing that was funny was actually what your friends were saying along with what you said. It's really quite cool. It's a real step up from the PS4. In this menu as well, you can change other things like broadcast video quality. It's default set to 30 frames per second, but if you want to up that to 60 frames per second, that's also cool. And another really cool one, and one that's really cool to me because I'm a trophy whore, as well as saving screenshots of trophies that you've earned, like on the PS4, here also you can activate save video trophies, so it takes a little clip of the moments just before and just after you earn the trophy, giving a little bit more context as to how you got that trophy and how you reacted during and afterwards. I find 15 seconds is pretty cool, but you can also adjust it to 30 seconds. Really, really cool stuff, especially if you pop that platinum trophy and then you do something awesome in the game. Really good stuff. And speaking of trophies, number 6, you can now track your trophy and mission progression and jump right into specific missions in your game right from your game cards at the tap of your PS button. As you can see here, these two cards right here do have in progress written there and they've got different challenges within them. If you hit the X button, you can see exactly what you need to do within them, like this collect all underground caches. You can see some areas I've got some of the caches already, and it's showing me the amount of progression within them, showing me that I've got a few more left in Harlem, none in the next area, and a couple in the previous one. This is really, really good and perfect for trophy hunters and completionists like myself, especially when sometimes these trophies say you need to get X amount of headshots or X amount of this, X amount of that, and you just don't know how many you've done or how many you've got to complete it. And for some of these, they are direct missions which you can play directly from this game card by hitting square. You can go right to the area without having to need to traverse at all. It's actually really cool and really convenient. Great for those cleanup sessions after you've completed a game, as well as directly being able to jump into missions from the Game Hub menu. If you hover on a specific mission that you're playing, it also tells you how long you've got until that mission is finished, which is actually really useful if you've only got a limited amount of time to play in each game session. If you have to be somewhere and you've only got about half an hour and then you look over and it takes about 20 minutes to complete the mission, then you know you're all good to go. Number 7 on the list is being able to see your total gameplay time for each game on PS5 and now on every game that you played on PS4 as well. This feature wasn't available on PS4. We didn't know how long we played in each one of the games, but it does show that they were tracking the number of hours we spent in each game. And now you really get to see where you have spent your life in the gaming world by going over to your profile and selecting profile, and then selecting games, and then having a look at all those hours spent in each one of those games. I will warn you, however, some of these games you probably don't want to see how many hours you've sunk into. Like, for example, 129 hours in Red Dead Redemption 2, 439 hours in Destiny 2, The Witcher 261 hours, Destiny 1 877 hours. Ah, yes. Anyway, I joke around, but it is actually quite cool to see all these stats right here. And what's extra cool is that you can now compare it to your friends and show them exactly how cool you actually are. I say cool with heavy air quotes, by the way. At number 8 are some of the features that are available during rest mode. If you're like me, I use the rest mode in the PS4 religiously. I always used to keep my PS4 in rest mode so it could download updates and so that I could jump right back into games immediately. It was so quick and such a great feature. And just like in the PS4, you can adjust in here exactly how your console behaves while in rest mode. All you have to do is go over to the settings, head down to system, then head down to power saving, and from here you can select what features are available in rest mode and turn on some really key ones, like supplying power to the USB ports for a certain amount of time or always while it's in rest mode. This is really good if you charge your controllers or plug anything into your USBs while your console is in rest mode. Also, I'd recommend toggling stay connected to the internet and enable turning on PS5 from the network, as well as enable turning on from Spotify, because then you can wake your PlayStation 5 using the PlayStation 5 app and even your Spotify app. That's a weird one, but it's there, and more things is just better. I used to be able to turn the PS5 on from the PS5 app. I don't know what situation I would be in where I would need to turn on my PS5 from Spotify. That's so strange to me. But hey, it's there. Use it if you like. And while you're in here, if you want to mess around with a few more settings, like setting the time it takes for the PS5 to enter rest mode, I turn all of these things off because it's really annoying. The media playback one especially is set to something like 3 hours by default. And what's really odd is that if you like are watching a movie and then you pause it, go away for an hour and you come back and continue watching the movie, it will still turn off the PS5 if it goes over this 3-hour limit, even though you're using the controller and you're moving things around. I don't understand why that's a thing that anybody would want, but I've turned them all to do not put in rest mode even while playing games. Why would you want that? Why would you want that? Anyway, turn those all off. You'll be much happier. Go ahead. Thank me later. And one final thing is setting the time until the controllers turn off. I've turned mine to the lowest just to save as much battery life as possible. This is from the moment that you let go of the controller and you're not touching anything. After 10 minutes, it'll turn off and then you just need to hit the PS button to wake it back up again. At number 9, another quick setting while we're in the setting menu. If you head into users and accounts and then head down to login settings and then toggle the switch that says login to PS5 automatically, this setting essentially logs you into your PS5 as soon as you hit the PS5 button instead of sending you directly to your profile page and then you having to press X. Just one of those little things that just speeds up the whole gameplay experience. Not a huge thing, but helps cut down the time and make things go quicker. And finally, at number 10, the spoiler feature. This feature is actually quite amazing, and the console has the ability to detect what part of a game you have played and what parts you haven't. And if anyone tries to send you photos or videos of a part of a game that you haven't experienced yet, it will automatically blur it out and indicate it as a spoiler so that you don't have that part of the game ruined for you. How cool is that? All you have to do to activate this cool feature is head over to settings and head down to save data and game app settings, and then head down to spoiler warnings and toggle this switch where it says warn about game spoilers. This is a really, really cool feature that no one asked for, but I am happy is here, because if I was to be spoiled by someone else's gameplay or someone else's broadcast, I would be very unhappy. So yeah, activate that and keep yourself safe. And that's all the tips and tricks I have for you guys here today. I hope you guys found something interesting. If you guys did, remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe to get more videos like this I'm doing in the future. And if you're into gaming at all, feel free to join the channel because we do all kinds of other good stuff that I'm sure you'll like. Anyway guys, have a good one and enjoy your PlayStation 5.